So welcome back. In this video, we are going to create a project using IR sensor. So this is a sensor. Like if I put in my hand in front of it, it will detect it. So it is like obstacle. It senses the obstacle in front of it. So IR. So you might be thinking, oh, what does this IR means? So this means infrared rays. Infrared rays. So what does this sensor actually do? This white LED sends some rays, and when those rays hit an object and come back, those rays are absorbed by the black LED, and that the time it took, the speed that it have, is something which it calculates, and then we get to know about it. So using this potentiometer, we can adjust up to that. Like we want a really long distance or a really short distance. It's just up to us. Okay, so like if you have created a project and your IR sensor is you might not working, then try to adjust this potentiometer. Okay, firstly let me tell you about the working of this, and yeah, before that let me show you how does it actually work. So I have this 9 voltage battery. I am connecting it to my Arduino. I already have uploaded the code in the Arduino. So now I am just giving it power. But if you have not uploaded the code in the Arduino, then firstly you have to upload it. Then okay. So this is the IR sensor. When my hands come in front of it, so the white LED send some rays, and when those rays hit my hand and goes back, that black LED receive it, and my red LED is something in the code I have written. If something comes in front of it, glow the red LED. If something is not, it will not glow. And this is the working of this. Okay, so now let's go to the connection and the components that we need. Okay, so first of all, for that you need the Arduino UNO board, which is the brain of our project. Secondly, you need one breadboard, and you need some jumper wires. Don't get panic about seeing these many wires. We are going to use few of them. And you need one LED. You need one IR sensor, and you need one resistor. Okay, now let us connect them. Okay, and the value of this resistor is 220k ohms resistor. It is 220k ohms resistor. Remember, we always read the value of this resistor by seeing its color bands. Okay, in our upcoming videos I'll tell you about how to read them as well. Yes, now let's just focus on this project. So firstly, let's give the power to our breadboard. So for that I'll take up 2 wires. I'm taking 2 wires, which is gray and red color. Now see your Arduino board. In that you will get some power pins. You'll get some power pins. What do you actually do is connect the wire to the 5 volt of your power pin, to the 5 voltage pin. Now it is connected to the 5 volt. Okay, now take another wire and put it in the GND. Put it any GND. There are 3 GND present in this whole Arduino board. 2 are present over here and 1 is present over here, which is the ground. Okay, till here we are done with over here. Now coming to the breadboard. So you could see one plus and a negative sign. So this red is the 5 voltage. I'll put down in the second row of this, and this is the gray wire, which is GND. I'll connect it over here. Now let me tell you about this breadboard. So we have these columns, and these columns are connected to each other, not the rows. Only columns are connected to each other. Like this is the first column, second, and they are different columns. And in this, the rows are connected. The first row is connected to each other, and the second row is connected to each other. So I have given red wire in the second row, means 5 voltage to the second row, and means in the second row you could get 5 voltage, and in the first row you can get the G and D. Okay, I hope it's clear. Yes, now let us take this IR sensor and connect it. So in this IR sensor, what do you see? You see 3 pins. You are able to see 3 pins, right? First is the out, second is the GND, third is the VCC. Now you are going to connect this out to the digital pin. So firstly what I'll do is I'll connect it over here, and yes, now I have out, GND and VCC. We are going to connect out to the digital pin, GND to the GND only, and VCC to the 5 voltage. And this is all. And make sure your potentiometer is at the right place. Like if you have connected, if your connection is done and still the IR sensor is not working, make sure to adjust your potentiometer. Okay, and yes, now let's connect it. So take this out pin, which is green colored pin, green color wire, and connect it to the, I'm connecting it to the third pin of my Arduino. I've connected to the third pin of my Arduino. Then the second pin that we get is the blue, which is the GND pin. Okay, so this is the GND pin. I'll simply connect it in the first row because I have powered this first row with the GND. And we have the VCC pin, which I'll connect to the 5 voltage. And yes, so second row is with the 5 voltage, and I'll place it over here. Yes, now our IR sensor is completed. Now let's take the LED. Yes, so this is our LED. You will be able to see there is 2 pins, longer and the shorter pin. There is 2 pins, longer and the shorter pin. Now what actually they tell is the longer one is the anode, means that is the positive. The shorter one is the cathode, means it is the negative. I repeat again, the longer one is the positive, the shorter one is the negative. Okay, then coming to my breadboard, I'll place it like this. So this is my positive, this is my negative. I'll place it over here, and now my LED is connected to the breadboard. Now I'll take this resistor. So in this resistor, what actually you see is there is a golden color or a shiny color in your resistor, and there is this terminal, and this terminal is the terminal number 2, this is the terminal number 1. I repeat again, this is the terminal number 2, this is the terminal number 1. Now coming over here, so this side is the positive, this is the negative. So I'll connect this resistor to the positive side. Now the terminal 1 of this resistor will be connected to the positive of my LED, and terminal 2 will be connected to the other column of my breadboard. Let's connect it. So this one is the positive side, and yes, terminal 1 is connected over here. You could just connect like this as well. Okay, yes, now this is connected with the positive. Yes, it is connected, and I have connected to the other column as well. This is the another column. They both are not similar, but now they are connected to each other. I have added a resistor to it. I have added a resistor to it. Okay, and then I'll take these two wires, yellow and white. Okay, I'll connect this white to the negative of my LED and this yellow wire with the terminal 2 of my resistor. Yes, let me tell you about this resistor now. So what this resistor actually is doing, like for example, I give this LED a power of 5 voltage. Okay, for example, I give this LED 5 voltage power, and my LED can take only up to 3.3 voltage. Now the problem occurs. Now, like if I directly give it the 5 voltage, my LED could burn up. For that, what I am doing is, what I added a resistor. Now the current will not directly go, it will go slowly, it will go slowly, and like if 5 volt is coming using this resistor, there will be a resistance and 5 volt will not be coming over here. So it makes my LED safer, and LED will not like burn up. Okay, yes. So as I was here, so connect this white, which is the negative, to the G and D first row, and the yellow to the 13 number pin of my Arduino, to the 13 number pin of my Arduino. Yes, we are done with all the connections. Now let's power it. As I already have uploaded the code, I'll just power it and show you up. And like if you are creating it for the first time, it will not work because we have to write down the code and upload it inside it. Okay, so yes, I powered it. Yes, now it is powered. Now let's see the working. Yes, the connection is okay. Our LED is glowing. My hand is coming in front of it. It is working. Okay, now let's jump to my screen.
Yes, so now we are on the screen. Let's write out the code. First of all, we are going to declare out the pins. The first pin that we have is the LED, or you can give it out as red. You could give it as red. Then red pin, it is connected to the pin number 13. Okay. Next we have IR pin. We have connected the IR to the pin number 15. And that was all the declaration of pins. Now over here we have declared all the pins that we have connected. Now we can just use these names to call them. We don't have to write these 13, 3 again and again. And we'll be confused evenly when we use this. When we use variables, we do not get confused. Okay, so I hope that's clear to you. Now, in the void setup, what actually you do, the code run only once. But over here, you declare that this pin is going to give me output, this pin is going to give me input. And like if you want to begin a serial monitor, then you go up with this. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll write pin mode. So I want this red LED to give me output because it will glow, it will emit light, which is a output. Okay, then what actually will do, this IR sensor is going to take the input. Okay, and I put semicolon, and always remember to put a semicolon after that. So we have declared the pins that this is going to be output, this is going to be input, and this was all the declaration. If you even want to begin a serial monitor, you could begin. Let's just before firstly do with this. I'll tell you with the serial monitor as well. Don't worry about it. Now, in the while loop, what we do is we'll write the if condition. We'll write digital read. What to read? It needs to read IR. If it is equal to low. What I'm writing? I'm writing low. I'll tell you, don't panic about it. So what is happening is when some object comes in front of the IR sensor, so it produces low signal. So when it produces low signal, we are able to get that there is something, the obstacle is in front of the IR sensor. So what we'll do, we'll say digital write, and we want red LED to glow, so I'll write red to be as high. This was all the code. And then you could give out the delay as well. It would give a nice effect to your LED, means when it will glow and when it will not glow. It will give you a nice effect of glowing. Yeah, you could go up with this line also. Yeah, I'm writing it to make it look better. Then just else condition. You don't have to write anything else in this brackets. It's very simple. In this, just the opposite of this will happen. Red will become low. So this was all the code that you will write. Void loop is something that runs again and again and again. Okay. Okay. Now let's connect our Arduino with the computer. And then just go to the upload button and upload it. So firstly, it will be compiling the sketch. It will be checking if there is any error. So there is no error. So now our code is done and you can see it is working fine. Okay. And you could give it 100 as well. It's a little slower. If object comes in front of it, delay, it is in microseconds. I'll write down microseconds. It is in microseconds. I hope that's clear to you. Okay. And this was all with that. Now let's try it with the serial monitor. Yes, you heard right. Serial monitor. I'll show you what is the serial monitor. So firstly, we write down serial dot begin. Serial dot begin. And this we write down at what rate it will. Serial begin will, what actually it will do is it will start communicating. Our computer will communicate with the Arduino at this rate, at this speed. Okay, and then I'll write over here serial dot print. There are two ways of printing this. First is the print, second is the print ln. The first is without ln, the second is with ln. Now, what is the difference between both of them? Okay, serial print. It will like if I write serial print, I'll show you with the example as well. But let us firstly do with the ln, print ln. And in this, I'll write down in the double quotes because I'm writing a string, so it's high. That's the same thing over here, but it would be low. Let's upload the code now. Yes. Now, when your code is uploaded, I upload it again. And like when your code is uploaded, okay. Now, do come over here. You will see a serial monitor, a magnifying glass. Click upon it. Yes, so we are getting value low. Now, when I put my hand in front of that, now it is showing me high. This is my serial monitor. I hope it's clear to you. So now we have done it using the ln. Now let's do it without ln, print ln. Let's do it with only print. And now upload the code. Okay, so it is uploading, done uploading. I go to my serial monitor and see this. Without println, it would look like this. Yeah, so that's the difference. So I'll tell you now. What is this doing is println. Firstly, it is printing this line. Firstly, it is printing the height. Then it gives a then it presses the enter key and comes on the next line. And when it is on the next line, it prints this line. And when this line is printed, it goes to the next line. And this is what is happening again and again and again. Yes, so this was for today's video. I hope you liked it.